Hello everybody, Manithral here, and welcome to the weekly update video for OSRS. Now this week we have Poll 76, which is clan hall upgrades and more for this week. There was some hotfixes in their actions for today at 11:37 BST. Just before the game update went live, the dev team caught a potential bug with the combat ring. So they did fix that, and then at 11:53 BST, unrelated to this week's update, they fixed an issue that was an accuracy modifier on Temekin's shadow inside of the Tombs of a Mascot, which has been hotfixed. So, Poll 76, we got some new stuff going on. We have the Clan Hall combat ring, so if you want to have a little bit of a clan tournament that is, friendly, you can do that, or whatever your whole goal is for that. But it's looks like a lot like the one from the player-owned house, just brought into the clan hall itself. The clan hall party chest, so there's an extra party chest near the clan bank for ease of use. This way, if you want to load it up, you can. Which obviously works a lot like the party room, for those who are not familiar. You load it up and then you pull the lever and boom. Balloons drop with items in them. But there is current permissions, so this is set up obviously by the clan leaders or whoever has a permission to do so. So the current permissions list starts as the permission to deposit items, permission to pull the lever, and permission to get drops from the balloon. So there is 3 things they have to actually give permissions for. Then there's also the League's Accomplishment Scroll. So this caught my attention. The League's Accomplishment Scroll is located in the trophy room of your player-owned house and now contains all the data from the most recent League Shattered Relics. So if you right-click the scroll to see your stats from the League, if you took part, the top 100 players from the Shattered Relics, and Shattered Relics League first. So note that they've been able to make this, they've been made aware that this image does not contain the correct information for rank 1, so they can't hotfix it, so fortunately they will have to ensure this is updated in next week's game update. So it is coming. There is an updated launch date for the quest speed running, which is now Wednesday, October 12th, so that is coming soon. There's also been some Tombs of a Mascot changes. So last week they optimized the code for the Akka and Warden fights. So they did not expect this to affect the functionality of the raid, so it kept it in silent patch notes. But unfortunately, shortly after the update, they discovered that some player-facing side effects they hadn't intended. So it's previously possible to skip certain attacks and mitigate damage in these boss fights, which became impossible after they made the changes last week. So this week they fixed the issue, and both boss fights should be back to normal. And they apologize for any inconvenience and would like to thank anybody who submitted reports about the issue. And players are now able to drop the following potions anywhere inside the Tombs of Mascot and have them show up immediately, which is the Super Combat, Divine Super Combat, Ranged, Divine Ranged, Bastion, Divine Bastion, Sanfu Serum, Stamina and Antidote Plus, and Anti-Venom Plus. The Bank Camel's name will also now be a valid answer to the Machette Clam clue once you've learned it, so don't know what this means. You need to get yourself a Camelot to find out. The following hotfixes were made last week. They removed an unintentional safe spot in Warden's Phase 3. They fixed a bug with midway loot withdrawal and option withdrawal the loot instead. And here are this week's fixes. The reward and loot interfaces have been pushed around a few pixels to make them look a little bit better. Fix a bug where they showed up in raids with 2 or more players where energy siphons became misaligned during the Warden's Phase 3. Players can no longer stand instead of swim on a certain tile in the Zebek fight. Fix a bug where the animation of Temekin's shadow differs slightly between PvP and PvM, and fix a visual bug causing the swimming during the Zebek fight while wearing the Missouri armor. And void tiles in the Warden Phase 3 will no longer prevent players from clicking the crystal and leaving the room. They've also removed the range block from this tile, from the tiles, which should stop people getting stuck. Other changes are the PvP arena changes. So it says that it's really important that players show up for their duels when they sign up for PvP arena. No show affects the matchmaking system, which causes unnecessary frustration to their opponents. So to encourage players to stick around, they made a change to penalize players who failed to attend their duels. Rank points will now be automatically removed when a player receives an invitation to duel. Don't panic, they'll be restored as soon as you enter the staging area when the fight begins. If your duel partner fails to appear, your points will be refunded as long as you yourself have made it to the staging area. So to clarify, when you find a duel, your rank is now automatically reduced. The rank points will be refunded when the fight starts, or if the fight starts while you're waiting in the staging area. So basically, you lose ranking. To basically simplify it, you lose ranking if you don't show up. And you lose rank points if you don't show up. If you show up, you're fine. But the people who don't show up, there's now a consequence for it. Players should only have their rank reduced once per duel. Additionally, you will no longer see the orange in a duel icon next to your name until you start receiving notifications about your match. This system is not intended to affect players who are competing in the PvP arena normally. They understand that sometimes life gets in the way, but it's a change made to aim at repeat offenders, not players who have skipped duels, rarely for legitimate reasons. There's also miscellaneous changes. A check option has been added to the Explorer's Ring. Use it to learn the number of Alex teleports and run restores left. Entries in the boss and Slayer logs are now sorted sorted in alphabetical order. Hero's Quest has been fixed for players stuck in the broken state. Apparently somebody managed to start the quest as a Phoenix gang member, even though they're actually in the Black Arms gang. What an experience that might have been. You will now be reminded when you're about to be logged out 30 minutes and 10 minutes before the end of the 6-hour session, on top of existing warnings. That's good. I've been logged out and that gets frustrated. RS3, but still. You will now be oh yeah. You can now find your kingdom statistics, including approval rating and coffer value, at the bottom of the Throne of Miscellanea and Royal Trouble quest journals. The altars in the Tower of Life basement have had their dialogue boxes streamlined to reduce clicking required to use them. The Spin Flax Lunar spell will now queue if you have a second Spin Flax spell before the last one finishes. It can other spells such as High Alchemy or Tan Hides. Finally, PvP Rota has moved to Period A, so 539 US PvP, 548 high-risk Germany high-risk PvP, 577 US free-to-play PvP, 559 UK LMS competitive, World 390 AUS for LMS competitive has been activated with this Rota. And the PvP arena is using the Zerker loadouts and rank duels and tournaments this week. That is actually it though for this week, guys. So thank you guys so much for watching. And until next time, later guys.